Joining us now is Natasha Blasick. How are you, Natasha?
I'm really good. How are you, Donna?
I'm doing very well.
Thank
It's
you
so
so much for
nice.
having me.
Oh my gosh, I was so excited to meet you, to work with you. You are very inspirational. You have had the most amazing journey. So, can we start with that? I want to talk about your acting and all of your accolades, but I also want to talk about your journey because I think it's really amazing what you have been able to accomplish in yourself, for yourself. I believe, if I'm correct, that at the age of 14, you were in the Ukraine living near the Black Sea, and you could pick it up from there. So tell us about you.
Well, I am originally from Ukraine, from Odessa, and I grew up in a very humble family. And but I had those dreams, and I remember once I was watching TV, and there was like a woman talking on it, and she said like, if you if you dream about anything at all, you can accomplish this. And I was thinking, wow, I want to prove this in my life. I want to truly like see if it can really be true for me. If I like any wild dream I have, like can it actually come true? And I think acting was like quite a wild dream. And at this point, like living in America for me was like a wild dream. I remember I was looking at those palm trees and I was telling people like I want to live next to the ocean with palm trees. And they say like, but we don't have ocean, we have like sea. I was like, oh no, 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 I want ocean. So
So you
I
were
was quite a big
specific.
dreamer.
Yeah. So you were
Very
very
specific, that's
specific in your
true.
vision. Like you saw what you wanted and you took things step by step. One of the heartwarming
Yes.
things I found out is that due to where you were in the transportation, that you would have to wait a really long time, sometimes in cold weather, terrible weather, in order to just go to like language school or things like that.
Yes, yes. I mean, it was like very cold nights and it was pretty scary because like I had to wait for like hours to get on a bus. But I had this dream, I had this drive, like I wanted to speak English for better or worse. And I don't know, and I just had this, and it's like it was fun. It was just fun. Like no matter what, like I was going to my dream, and I met such a wonderful people along the way. I remember I was waiting with my friend, and he was such a nice person. He would like walk me sometimes home, so I'm safe. It just like was a it's a now like it's a rough journey, but I think it's like the most important is to kind of enjoy the journey,
A
and I
hundred
did.
percent. Yes. And you've gotten to do some really wonderful things. It has the word American in it. Tell us about that project.
Oh, American Dream. Actually, it is like actually interesting to be a part of a movie that titled American Dream because, in a way, I do feel like I'm living my American dream, and it's a movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger's son. So that's actually very exciting to, when I was a little girl, I was watching this movie with Arnold, and now working with his son, it was like it was a dream.
And is that also Jamie Foxx's directorial debut? And there's a lot of great names in this upcoming project.
Well, that's a movie called All Star Weekend, and then like I just really pray right now that Jamie will be good and he will recover, because that's been like a really hard couple of weeks just to even like think about that, and just like all I can do is like pray for his recovery. And it was amazing to work with such a comedic genius. I mean, he's like incredible actor and everything, but this movie is a comedy, and just work with somebody who is creating this such a beautiful creative space for all of us artists. And it was so heartwarming how he believed in me. And he's such a person because we talk about inspiration and motivation. He's such a person who really believes in you with all his heart, and he would leave you this beautiful messages on a phone, like very inspirational, and he's never short with the inspiration and motivation. And I think that's such a incredible quality in him, just like fully, like I don't know how to say, like fully put you in this cocoon of love and support. And I just hope like right now he feels that love and support from all of us and he recovers very soon. But yeah, that's like it's a wild movie, and I hope people will see it pretty soon.
So, and my apologies, because you're right, Natasha. I got so excited to talk to you, but they both start with the letter A. And sometimes I have dyslexia and I mix things up, but you're right. It's two
Oh,
separate movies, both starting with the letter A. So American Dream and
Yes.
All Star
Weekend.
Weekend, All Star
All
Weekend.
Star
Thank you
Weekend.
for
Yes.
that. Thank you for recovering that for me. So you have been working on a lot of projects. You also played, interestingly enough, during the Holocaust, you played a character that was like saving children. You've been all over the place doing these wonderful, powerful roles. How do you prepare for that? Do you go back in your mind to the Ukraine a little bit to make you strong, a strong
Oh
character, or
yeah.
what do you use?
Well, in this Holocaust movie, I did use it all. I definitely was using about Ukraine. I was using, I was thinking about my grandmother, because during the World War II, I remember she was telling us a story that she was at home and Germans came to her house and they wanted to and do whatever they were like planning on doing. But she's such a strong woman and she's like, just basically get get the hell out of here. And then she would tell a story that just turned around and left. And this story always kind of stuck with me, like how incredibly strong she was. And it was like playing this character, Luba Trzynska. I was reading a lot about her. I tried to listen and find out and read as much as I could find about Holocaust. I was listening to those tapes about live witnesses. And actually, she wrote a book, and I read her book, and I was just trying to bring it all together and kind of in and thinking about what's going on in Ukraine. And it was like really incredible role for me to play, and I was so grateful. And it was like truly inspirational. I mean, even after playing it, I still don't understand. I still can't wrap my mind how she's done what she's done. She saved 52 children during the times that it's like you can't even save yourself. And it just shows that with the heart and courage, you can accomplish incredible things. And I mean, she's such an inspirational person. And you know, the Mother's Day is coming this weekend, and the movie called All Moms Rise, Moms Rising, not All Moms, Moms Rising, but I believed all moms should be rising. So yeah, I mean, and the director Scott Servine, he was such a great director, so spiritual. And you know, he actually told me, like, you know, I feel Luba's spirit around you. I think she's very happy. And then when he told me that, I was like, oh my gosh, it became more than just acting role. It was something like spiritual journey for me. It was like really incredible.
It is that type of a craft that allows us to help people emote, like whether they're going through a challenge or whether it's like helping them laugh because it for a little while, they can get out of maybe the reality that's grim if they're watching a comedy, right? Or if they're watching something that's poignant. And that's the beautifulness of what the craft is that you're in, acting. But not only are you acting, I was asking you earlier when we were setting this call up, you're in a band. You're in a band now, like with your husband. I want to know all about what type of music you're playing and if you're writing some songs. Like, tell us about that part of your creative journey.
Oh my gosh, it is like it's pretty special to me because um, I played piano a little when I was a kid, but then I married to my husband, and he's a composer songwriter. So, and he did a lot of music on his own, and then it's like we like to spend time together. We like this, like we just like yeah, we do everything together. And he's like, you know what? Like when I'm doing my gigs, I'm like I miss you. And so he got me a bass, and he's like, I'll teach you how to play bass. And I was like, okay, that's pretty wild. But so, and then he booked the gig. So it's like, we have a gig in a week. I was like, what? He's like, don't worry, I'll write all the songs very easy on a bass. And if you can learn the lines, you can learn how to play bass guitar. I was like, okay, that's quite a challenge. So a week later, here I was on the stage, like freaking out, like completely freaking out. But but it was such an amazing experience. It's like in acting sometimes, like not sometimes, but like you cannot like connect with the people behind the camera. The only people you connect is with your scene partners. But in music it's so different because you can connect with everybody, and it just creates such a beautiful environment. And I had like a completely amazing experience, even though I probably messed up a lot and I freaked out a lot. But and then after the show, the company called Daisy Rock Guitars, they endorsed me, and that's kind of like set me on a journey, like this musical journey. And we play. like we just recently played in like in a film festival, and our recent song called Ukraine Will Prevail. So it's like something really dear, I mean, obviously to my heart. And my parents came here as refugees during the war. And actually, I asked Martin, is like, can you please write a song about Ukraine? He's like, I don't know, how can I write it because I'm not Ukrainian? How can I take the liberty on writing something like this? And I said, no, no, please. I want to use, our voice to raise awareness. And a couple of months later, he wrote the song, and as soon as I heard it, I mean, I started crying. I absolutely loved it. And then I sent it to my friend who's fighting on the front lines right now, to Stas, and I like just like, what do you think? And he said, I love it. And for me, that was just this like biggest compliment I could ever receive in the world, and it meant so much. And first time we performed it in during Ukrainian fundraiser, my parents were already here, and they were like crying. I was crying. I don't know. It was just such an emotional experience, and it's just I'm so grateful that I can, perform that song, and it just means a lot. Yeah.
I actually, I feel, I don't know how to explain this to you. I feel your essence of your heavy heart right now. And I want to tell you that I am praying for you and your friends and your
Oh,
family, right? You had
thank
mentioned,
you,
Mother's
thank
Day
you.
coming up and things like that. Natasha, you are such a good soul. You're a
Oh,
a
thank you,
good
Donna.
person. And I know all those things where you want to go for your dreams and continued success to you. And thank you for choosing this as a career, because other people in the audience now are going to get to see your great work, and they're going to have the ability to have their life changed because of the work that you do and that courage that you bring forth on the camera. It takes a lot of courage. So continued success in your journey. And I'm just going to send you like a, oh,
Oh
I hope
my
you feel it.
gosh,
Ah,
I
that's as much
feel it.
energy
Thank
as
you
I
so
could get
much,
it
Donna.
right through to you. So
Thank
you're
you. I'm
welcome.
sending it back to you. You're
Thank
so
you so
incredible, and it's like I can feel your warmth and your care. This means a lot to me. I mean, I'll take this conversation to heart, and I hope you feel how much I sending you love back. You're really incredible, and you're spreading this beautiful energy. And it's like I feel it. I feel it. I think
Thank
everybody
you.
feels how wonderful you are.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. And continued success with all the songs and all the roles, and big
Thank
shout out
you.
and hug to your husband too. Okay. Happy journeys to you. Happy journeys to you both. Bye guys. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Mwah,
Thank you.
mwah,
Lots of
mwah.
love.
Okay. Bye
Thank
bye.
you, Donna.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Bye
Bye.
bye.